You got until it's given. These niggas talk a real good game, but never winning. Spinning off this Kurt Cobain, know what a feeling. We running in your space right now, you finna feel it. And we don't leave no trace for you to fill up. Put you right into your place so you don't get up. Niggas need to take some time.
What's going on? It's your girl TampaMystic, and we are live on the industry's most wanted podcast. Man, it's been a beautiful night. Great energy, and it doesn't stop there. I got another special guest checking in. She's such a dope talent. Introduce yourself.
Hi, everyone. Thank you for having me.
You're welcome. No, thank you for being here.
Thank you for having me. My name is Ashley Ashilee, and I am mostly a music producer. I just call myself a frequency bender because anything with music, I just like to be involved in.
Man, I like that term. You said the frequency bender?
Oh, yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Hold on, but transfer some energy. Give me, we got to, boom. That's how we start out. Boom, you feel that?
Yeah.
Good energy. You know what I'm saying? I always like to do it. I feel like this is us praying over the interview, making sure it's a good one, so we transferring good energy. So now we may continue. Where are you from originally?
I'm actually from Southfield, Michigan. It's like right outside of Detroit if you're not familiar with the area. But yeah, you know, cold weather and a lot of cars.
You know, it's crazy. I was just having this conversation with Nathaniel. He's from New York. And I was like, you know, New York kind of has this stigma about people being a little arrogant and fast. And I said, maybe it's the weather. Maybe it makes them irritable.
I say that about Michigan. I'm like, everyone's always kind of grumpy, or like they won't say hi to strangers because it's too cold for that. Like everything is too cold for that. Like,
Exactly.
It's too cold for that. It's too cold to be nice. Like,
Nah, for real. It's got to be the weather, because you come down south and people have that southern hospitality.
Right,
they
right.
warm because it's warm down here.
You can wait outside the store or something like that. Down
Right.
Here. Like,
Exactly.
Not an option. Gotta go home. Why are you speaking to me?
So at what age did you start gaining an interest in music?
I was 5, and my aunt gifted my mom a piano, and I just like would always just start playing it and stuff after whatever I was doing, and then I heard things on TV, and I would just try to play what I heard on TV on the piano, and it was just so interesting to me.
So at 5 years old, and you know what though, that's a gift, because I'm going to tell you why. Most 5-year-olds don't want to do nothing but maybe play with their Barbies or whatever boys like to play with. They don't want to do anything like that could potentially be a career move for them.
Well, I wasn't even thinking about it like that yet. You know what I mean?
That's what I'm saying though. Like, you weren't thinking about that, but that was your gift. That was your calling early on.
For sure.
So when did you really start pursuing it more so as a career?
When I was 13, I actually auditioned and got into a symphony, a professional symphony. And then I was like, okay, so maybe this is like a different level type of thing. I'm like, maybe I might be really good at this. And I really enjoy it. And then people were giving me, you know, a bunch of money for stuff. And I was just like, okay. Like, I was playing weddings and stuff at like 13, because aside from the symphony I was in a quartet playing viola, because I was like first chair in viola in the symphony. And all the first chairs, we got together and made a quartet, and we would like go to weddings, but we were like 13 and like 15 and stuff like that. And people were giving us hundreds of dollars to play at their weddings. I'm like, we might be like real good.
Listen, you like, we on to something. If something is your passion and you're making money at it.
I'm like, wait a minute, this is giving me like mad lunch money. Like, I'm like,
at that age, yeah, it's like, hey, we getting all that lunch money, right? Was your family supportive?
Oh, so supportive, so supportive. I come from a really musical background, a really musical family. Like, a lot of people in my family are in the entertainment business. They do like, you know, videography, or they're in like Cirque du Soleil. They're like performers. And,
oh,
like,
that's
they're
amazing.
crazy good. Like, so yeah, they're always super supportive of me. Like, especially my mom. Shout out to my mom.
Shout out to mom. We have to show love to our moms, you know. And that's why you have such great energy, because you came from people who also have a lot of energy and are just very, you know, knowledgeable in what they do. Like you said, you got videographers, and man, that's so dope.
Like, my Uncle Greg was my biggest inspiration. He showed me that you can be like a really successful musician without being super popular, which is what I always desired.
Right.
I don't like people in my business. You
No,
know, I want to be able to
for
go
real.
to shopping and things like that, like in peace. But like, and he was like, able to, like, you know, support his mom, support his family, and everything like that. And he would just like fly overseas and like play drums and things like that.
Absolutely.
And, you know what I mean? I was like, oh, he's making money and he's not popular. I love this.
And that's, I think being a producer is perfect for that.
Exactly.
Perfect, because you can make the big bag. You can work with the big artists, but you don't necessarily have to be on the scene like that.
I don't have to wear the face cut. Right.
Right, absolutely. You can be behind the scenes creating the magic.
Yeah, these days though they want the producer to be, you know, on the front of the magazine, which is cool, but it's just not me. Like I be like I like behind the scenes. I love behind the scenes.
So let's just dive into, you know, everything that you've had going on, because I know you've seen a lot of success. You're continuing to see a lot of success. What made you decide that you want to really start producing for other people?
Well, I actually got tired of being in a symphony. And when I graduated high school, I was like, okay. Oh, I still studied music in college and things like that. So it was when I graduated college, because everyone thought I was like, okay, I'm going to be in like a symphony for the rest of my life. This is going to be cool. I actually had a contract on the line for like this German traveling symphony. So I'd been like traveling the world, just like playing in a symphony. But I was like, dang, man, like this music is cool, but I don't want to play someone else's jams for the rest of my life. You know what I mean?
Right,
like,
absolutely. You want to create your
I
own.
want to make my own jams. Yes, I want to make my own jams. So I was just like, whatever. I'm just going to like disregard all the symphony stuff, but I'll just incorporate it because now I know how to read and write music
Absolutely.
very proficiently and things like that. You know
Which
what
is
I mean?
amazing.
So I was like, let me just take it to producing, and then that got me into film scoring, because when I first started like producing, everything I was making was like overproduced, if that makes sense. Like,
right.
Because I just played a bunch of instruments on things.
Yeah.
But films loved it, you know what I mean? But ain't no space for vocals. Like, so I had to learn to like dumb it down. Like, well, not even dumb it down, just strip it down. I say I had to learn to like strip it down. So I first got into like the film music, and then now I'm like transitioning into like, okay, artists, rap on my stuff.
So let's talk about that. Who was the first artist that ever rapped on one of your beats?
That's a toughie. Cause man, I met him in college, and he rapped on. Wait, we didn't even do music in college yet. We started after college.
Okay.
One of the first artists would probably be Lemuel. He's like my brother. Like, you know, you grew up with him.
Yeah.
He's like my brother. But he's in the film industry now.
Is he in Michigan?
No, he actually lives down here. Yeah,
Oh,
and
okay.
he works in the film industry now.
That's dope.
Lemuel, and then wow, and there were people like Lil Wop. Well, yeah, his name's Lil Wop still.
Yep.
Because he was Young Luke Cannon at first. He
Right.
rapped on my beats at first. Wow, that's a good question, because there's just so many. I was just like doing things, and you know, when you first start, you're just giving things away. I was
Listen,
just like,
exactly.
take my beats, like.
Right. There's gonna be a whole lot of free stuff in the beginning.
Wow.
You know.
Actually, Lotto got on one of my first beats that I've made. Yeah.
That's dope.
It's called On My Way, back when she was called Miss Mulatto. That's
Yes.
crazy. And that was my first million plays on a song also.
She's been doing her thing. You know what's so
Yeah,
crazy?
shout out to Lara.
Quick little sidebar. When I moved to Atlanta back in 2013, how I got my, you know, notoriety out here was I was doing artist showcases. And I remember she was Miss Mulatto. She was like 15 or 16. Her dad had to bring her to my showcase to perform. And she was so cute with her little curly hair. And she'd come in there, and she was like I said, 15, 16 years old. And then she ended up on was it the Rap Game? Is that the name of the show? Yeah. And then she just took off from there. I just love seeing people bloom like that. And same for you, because she rapped on one of your beats, you know?
Right.
That's a blessing. Have you been in the studio and cooked up with a lot of artists? Do you prefer to do it that way?
Yes.
Let's talk about that
my
experience for you.
favorite. That's my favorite thing to do, because I'm awful on the phone, or like, you know what I mean, in DMs or anything, because I don't really give things that don't give me attention. I mean, not attention, give me energy back too much time. Like, you can only get so many things from being on your phone. Like, yeah, you can make money and things like that, but like energy isn't actually being reciprocated.
Absolutely.
You know what I mean? So
Correct.
I'd rather like be in person with someone rather than just like emailing them beats and like hoping they get on it. But like, if we're in person, you know what I'm saying, and you're enjoying yourself, I can help create the vibe to make you comfortable enough to even step out of your boundaries to get on this type of beat, or like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I like to bring different things out in people. I don't want to just make this is a Lil Baby type beat. Let me get this
Absolutely.
to Lil Baby. You know what I mean? Like, let's get them on some different stuff. Like,
Right. You can bring that artist out of their comfort zone, per se.
yeah.
And that's
Can't do
the
that to
goal.
female.
Yeah. That way y'all can get them plaques together.
Exactly. Let's
Who-
make a whole new sound.
Who has been an inspiration for you production wise? Is there producers out there that have like motivated you or inspired you?
I use inspire lightly, because I'm inspired by Earth and like everything that just happens in life.
Yes.
Like, I don't know, just like the sound of a doorbell, the sound of feet walking, like horses, anything like about
So
life inspires
do
me.
you do
When I-
Foley?
Yes.
Okay. That makes sense.
I
When
love
you
it.
told me you like sound.
Yeah, right.
So
It's like crunching bags. and things
yeah,
like that.
that's a whole art in itself.
I
Absolutely.
love it. But I would probably say like Hans Zimmer. He's a film score composer. He's really, 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 really fire. Gotta love Kanye's production.
Yes.
Gotta love Kanye's production. Other than that, I kind of live under a rock, and I'll like specific things about specific things all the time. And surprisingly, I don't listen to a lot of music, because it's like always in my head. You know?
Well,
what I mean?
yeah, you don't want to be necessarily influenced by somebody else's sound.
Right. I like a lot of other
Of
stuff.
course.
I just don't, you know what I mean? You might catch me just riding in silence, but
I
yeah.
do too. There's a lot of times I don't cut no music on. I ride in silence because we listen to music so much in what we do within this music industry. Sometimes you just need a peace of mind, a little
stuff,
quietness. Right, exactly. Who do you got with you today?
This is Detroit YB. Super shout out to Detroit YB. You know what I'm saying?
Hey.
He's an artist that I've been working with for a very long time. You know what I mean? Very easy and great to work with. Help build and sculpt his sound. He helped me build and sculpt my sound. He's one of the artists that I'll invite to the studio, even if I'm just going to make beats. You know what I'm saying? And
Absolutely.
he'll pull up and just be really supportive. And people need that. You know what I'm saying? Like, you need a couple people that just really believe in you around you all the time.
100%. Somebody
Shout out
that's
to Detroit YB.
Nah, for real, great energy. You know what I'm saying? I did a great interview with shout out Detroit Zeus. He was here with me.
Yes, I grew up with him. I love him.
Yes, he's a whole vibe. Because he's on tour right now with Nick
Yeah.
Lavelle and Sammy and stuff. Yeah,
Shout out
so
to Zeus.
I interviewed him a couple weeks ago, and I was just like, man, he was a whole vibe. You guys got some talent.
In Detroit.
Nah, for real. A whole lot of talent, most definitely. What would you say, living there versus here, any pros or cons to that?
I see pros here just because of my career. Yeah, I didn't have when I was growing up in like the city and stuff like that, there weren't that many music opportunities for someone per se like me.
Right, understood.
And you know what I'm saying? And now the Detroit scene is like popping and stuff like that. Now there's more studios and a lot more people and a lot more producers and people to work with and things like that. And shout out to Symphony from Detroit, because he was one of the first producers to ever like bring me into like a real like big studio and like give me a shot and teach me things like that. So shout out to Symphony. But yeah, the pros were coming down here and being able to maybe go to brunch and then you might run into like Young Thug or something. I mean, you know what I mean?
Listen,
and you
that's
can just
big
speak
facts.
to them. You know what I mean? Like there are people out here that you can just like network with, and people want to work with each other down here. Michigan is too damn cold for that.
Like we were saying earlier, that's why people be having an attitude because of the weather. It's got to be the weather, y'all.
It's got to be the weather. Like.
But you come south, it's like things change.
Everyone's so nice down here, and it's just like it's so easy to work with people. And music, it's about collaboration. Like you can make as much music as you want by yourself, but
Absolutely.
it's way more fun to make it with people, I believe.
Yeah, I totally agree. You want to have good people, good energy around you. Like I'm like a social introvert, so I like small, intimate type settings. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Like the big clubs and big crowds, like I'll do it because I have to. Right. But trust me, it's not the first thing on my list to go do.
Right. Like,
you know?
this concert.
Absolutely. So what are some of the things that you're working on right now?
Well, right now, me and Detroit YB actually have a single coming out.
Okay.
And, I forgot I signed the NDA. Can't say. There's a TV show coming out.
Okay. No, we could, you ain't got to say too much. Okay, but that's big right there.
That, and then other just like various things with Viacom. Shout out to Molly Hunter and shout out to Viacom. They contract us for like 150 songs, and they just like place them all over on.
Man, that is amazing! Congratulations! So wow, big things popping.
That's why we're trying to tell y'all collab with me. I ain't trying to put that as an incentive, but
Nah, for real. Like
we can make money. Like
that networking is key. Like, and you probably understand that because you're not from here. Right. I moved here in 2013, man, and when I came here, I had no family here, and I only knew a handful of people. But they weren't people that I could hang out with every day because they had their own stuff going on. Right. So I was going out a lot by myself, which probably wasn't the safest thing to do. But I was like, I got to get my name out there.
Thing to do, right.
Facts. But doing that and me doing the artist showcases was the best thing ever because I've met so many great people along my journey here. People that I'm still cool with today.
Yeah, shout out to you.
Man.
You get so much respect. I love it.
Thank you.
It so much.
I appreciate that. Well, listen, we gotta figure out some more stuff we can work on together. Most definitely. I always like to empower other women because there's not enough of that going on. For real. Like women are petty, y'all.
Industry, they want to pin us together in the industry. They always try to compare women and things like that. And it's like, hey, we can like grow up too.
And I like you because you're just so like I'm very outdoorsy. I love nature. People be like, you crazy because I go hiking by myself, and they be like,
not by myself.
Nah, I don't have fear in my heart. You know what I'm saying? I really don't.
But if you see a mountain lion, I don't get fear in my heart.
But I used to be a mountain lion, so people think I'm weird when I tell them.
No, I hear you. I feel like I'm 300 years old, so I feel you.
We were all here as something else before. You know what I'm saying? So, but You know, like I like being around people who just have that great natural energy. It's not forced, it's very organic, and that's what you present, most definitely. So what would you give us a gem, a jewel, tip, piece of advice, any aspiring, musicians, producers, what would you love to tell them?
I would say continuously experiment with sounds. Get weird. Do the out of the box thing. There even is a box. Don't even think of there being a box.
Facts.
You know
there is not. Don't exist.
Sounds can be put together in so many ways. And I'm gonna say it like this: there are 7 billion people on the planet, and we all generally have the same ingredients in the face, like eyes, ears, nose, mouth. Yeah, you know what I mean. But there are 7 billion variations of those same ingredients. So I believe if people experiment more with sounds and things, we can make so much music that just it's spread out, more variety of music. Like, you don't have to hear what you hear and then try to create that. Like, oh, I'm about to go make a drill beat, or you know what I mean? Just create and see what you create. You know what I mean?
No, listen, I absolutely agree. I heard the interview that Prince did a while ago, and something that he said really stuck with me. He said, your voice is an instrument.
Absolutely.
And that really stuck with me because, artists need to utilize their voice as such. Experiment with your voice as well. With sounds. Sometimes get a little melodic, don't be afraid, even if people think it sounds weird.
Right, you might be the next way.
Hey, once you mix that down, it's gonna sound, that's the next platinum hit right there.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So it's most definitely, that's a great piece of advice.
People were laughing at 808s and heartbreaks 10 years later. Everyone's on 808s.
Everybody wants that now. Absolutely, most definitely. So for any artists out there, they want to work with you, what's the best way for them to approach you?
Never. No, I'm just
Okay, we out of here, y'all. We out of here, y'all.
Make a hard left and go home. No.
Listen, I know this, right? I be feeling like that sometimes too, leave me alone.
I'm so picky about the people I keep around me because life is love, and in this industry, you have to choose. You know what I mean? You have to choose your peers and things like that really wisely. No, but you can shoot me a DM, shoot me an email and stuff like that. But don't hey, I don't respond to hey, you got to tell me what you got going on, because I know I have things going on. So if you got things going on, we can make things and have things going on, but you got to tell me what you got going on.
Listen, I totally agree. I was saying this in my conversation earlier. I'm really big on common courtesy.
Facts.
Manners and mindfulness, professionalism. Yes. I'll have people who will just, and I'm sure you do too, they'll jump in my DM and all they do is drop a link. To me, that's rude.
That could be spam.
It's spam. I'm not fixing to click on that. That could be a you trying to hack my account. Nah, we ain't.
Right.
Make a quick introduction. Hey, how you doing? My name is Tampa. This is what I do. I would like to work with you, blah, blah, blah. And when people say let's work, be specific.
Exactly. Because a lot of people do a lot of things. There are a lot of
things for real. They say let's work. Okay, what are you trying to do? Be a little more specific.
What do you want to work on, please?
Absolutely. Have you produced an entire project for anybody?
No.
That might be something that y'all could work on, you know what I'm saying?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, we just talked about it, a 5-song. Mm-hmm.
That would be dope. Yeah, do an EP.
Like a whole thing. Oh, I was about to say, involuntarily, because there have been times that people have just bought 10 beats for me, but they didn't tell me that they were making, you know what I mean? I was like,
that's
if
dope
you would have told me, you would have got a deal, or you know, talk to me.
Right, exactly.
Cheaper, if you told me.
Got a little bundle deal or something like that. With that being said, what is your website for people to go and shop with you?
My website is actually under construction right now,
okay.
But if you email me and tell me what you want,
So you have some beats on deck already, beat packs and stuff you can send out, but you prefer them to get in the studio, depending on who it is.
Yeah.
Because you can't just pull up on anybody. See, there's some weirdos out there.
What?
There are some weirdos out there. You know what I'm saying? Big facts, man. What's been one of your highlight moments?
It's gonna sound crazy.
No, it's not.
But, okay. I learned how to take a nap. I learned how to sleep during the first pandemic, and I've been going crazy ever since. I've been getting sleep.
Oh, honey, I am a napper. I took a nap today.
I've been getting sleep, y'all. Sleep. I'm new to sleep, and it's good. I like it.
Listen, I'm a professional napper. I take a nap, I ain't gonna lie, almost every day because it's what recharges me.
It's so healthy.
It is. When we were little, we used to fight it, right? But now we're man, I can't wait to get my nap in.
I learned how to sleep because I was such a workaholic. I still work a lot.
Of course.
I got things to do, things to pay. people to take care of.
No, for real.
I would just go nonstop. And it's like, there's nothing fun about bragging about being in the studio for 4 days straight. You know what I'm saying?
Nah.
Like, you're just not eating and sleeping. I'm like,
It's not healthy.
Cool.
You're
yeah,
gonna
get your brain right. Like,
because your body's like a battery. You have to recharge it, or else it will get out on you at some point in time. I was the same way because when I first moved here, I was working a job and doing this music stuff, and I was wearing myself thin. So I was like, you know what? I got to make that decision. Fortunately, my job laid me off, so they booted me before I booted them. And now that I'm honey, that was the guy was all God right there.
Exactly.
Period. I ain't questioning. I ain't look back. I've been working for myself ever since. But like you said, I learned to incorporate catching them naps, boy. Them be everything. Yeah. Not even too long, maybe an hour or so. You know what I'm saying? Just a little recharge, and boom, we keep it moving.
Health is so important. Mental health, especially like with the industry we in, because we deal with people all the time. So it's just like our mental health has to be like at the top of our
absolutely, and especially us as women, we're emotional anyway. We are hormonal, so not getting proper sleep, we get cranky.
Right.
Fellas,
and being emotional is a good thing.
Fellas think we lashing out on them. No, we just tired. If you don't mind sharing, let's take it to the opposite side. Like, what's been like maybe an obstacle or a struggle that you had to overcome in this business?
I ain't gonna lie to you. Let's see. I gotta find one. I guess just when I was first starting out as a producer, not having the money or equipment that that I wanted at the time, but I always knew you just gotta make do with what you can do. You
Absolutely.
know what I mean? But getting like actual equipment and like finding places to live and like sustaining myself as like just living off of straight music for like the first time, that was very difficult at first. And now, you know what I mean? Now I make it make sense. I got the ball rolling. I got, you know what I mean? I got kind of figured it out. I started growing up and stuff, but like that was hard.
It is tough because this music,
it's so worth it.
It is. I wouldn't do anything else ever again in life. This is it forever. But yeah, you got to have those resources, and it is tough in the beginning, you know, especially if you're transitioning out from working a job into doing this full time. The funds ain't always there. And we can't be ashamed of that because we all go through that.
Yeah, like never. Another thing, people never be ashamed to like have a job or anything. You know
Absolutely.
What I mean? People got bills. Some people got like hospital bills to take care of and things
nah,
like that.
for
like,
real.
Life is gonna life with or without you, so you might just want to work.
So what is it about artists? You got one with you today that you've been working with for a long time. What is it about artists specifically that say, you know, I want to work with the artist? And I'll elaborate just ever so quickly. When I first got in this music business a long time ago, I was working with Bigger Rankin. And I asked Bigger, I said, what is it about an artist that makes you want to work with them? I'm intrigued to know. And he said, when they listen. When they listen. What is it for you?
That's definitely in the top commandments. Like, it's definitely in like the rules now. For me, the first thing that I look for is someone's mindset. Kind of like, even if someone like is like, oh, there's an artist you should, I want to work with you, or an artist you should check out, I'll look at their page and just visually I'll kind of get a grasp of what, you know, what are you putting out in the world?
Absolutely.
Or like, what do you want to exchange with the world? Or like, you know what I mean? What are you using your purpose for? What are you using your things for? Like, and then I look at someone's mindset if we begin speaking, then I'll look at their music and then I'll be like, okay, if I like their music and everything makes sense, if their brand fits my brand, it's just like, okay, well, you know, we can like work and make the world a better place.
I love that. And I'm so glad you said that because a lot of these artists need to be mindful of what they're putting out there.
Absolutely.
Some of the, you know, and it's not to throw shade because, you know, there's people, even content creators or whatever, they keep posting negative stuff.
Right.
Negative. Then they wonder why there's crap going on in their life. Well, look what you're putting out into the universe.
Exactly.
Yeah. So man, y'all got to tighten up.
Mindful. Just be mindful.
Exactly. Absolutely be mindful. What's one thing about you, and it don't have to be anything super personal, it could be your favorite food. What's one thing about you that people don't know?
That people don't know?
Yeah, it don't have to be nothing super personal.
Well, yeah, this is I thought that this was like a known thing, but I guess I don't really speak to many people and things like that. But people kind of find it shocking when they find out that I play 11 instruments.
Whoa, that's a big one. That's huge. That's the kind of stuff you want people to know.
I always assume people know that, but I don't really talk to people that much. But yeah, like I play 11 instruments.
Honey, you're like a genius over here. Sheesh, what instruments do you play? Let's run through them if you don't mind.
Yeah, violin, viola, cello, upright bass guitar, acoustic guitar, and electric guitar, harp, banjo, hand drums, and didgeridoo. Oh, that's 10. But I don't know if acoustic and electric guitar is 1 or 2.
I mean,
10 or 11.
Goodness, Lord have mercy. You've been a busy young lady.
I love making sounds, and like I don't know, I just love it. Like string instruments are my jam.
Yeah. Man, that is you are such a whole vibe. Have you played any live instrumentation? I know you said you did the symphony, but like I'm talking with a hip hop artist. Have you done any live instrumentation at like a performance or anything like that yet?
No, I'm actually so strange about performing. I don't, no shade to anyone ever, but I could just never see myself just like getting paid to like perform for people. I like making music with people.
Understood.
You know, I don't want just a bunch of people staring at me while I'm like playing guitars. It's just like, it's weird to me, like join in. I don't know. I'm weird about performances. And I'm not nervous or anything. It just doesn't make sense to me.
It's just not for you.
Yeah,
absolutely. And there's nothing wrong with that. There's a lot of stuff that's not for us. It's for other people, and that's cool. That's great. Would you say, so your passion is music? Yeah. Would you say that your passion and your purpose in life are joined?
Absolutely. Because I feel like my purpose and passion is overall to create. I mean, I'm a woman too. Like I can even make a person if I wanted to. Like,
listen, honey, that's we bear a whole human being, y'all.
Make a people. I can make.
We make people. We're people makers over here.
Right.
So when we have a little extra weight, it's okay because we're supposed to.
We can make people.
Nah, for real. Yeah, that FOOP is there for a reason.
I have a separation from the spiritual realm to the physical realm. Like that's crazy to me. So I just feel like naturally I'm just a creator and like,
absolutely
just to create and like innovate and like bring things. I don't know. Like I like new stuff.
You listen, and I'm all about that. It's like within what you do, there's so many other things that you can do just by being creative and innovative. Yeah. Are you always? I know me. Like I sometimes beat myself up because I feel like I'm not doing enough. But then my days be so full and packed. I'm like, how do I fit anything else in there? Do you go through that? Yeah, I'm learning to not feel guilty. There's a word for that too. When you like feel guilty for not working all the time. Yeah. And it's like a therapist say it's some kind of trauma response to not having enough growing up. But like, you know what I mean? I don't know. I want stuff. Like I want stuff and I know I have to do things to get stuff. Absolutely. We gotta work. Money doesn't bring happiness, but it definitely brings options. And options, listen, make a nigga sleep better at night. Nah, for real. But, yeah, I get that guilt sometimes, but like I said, I learned how to rest. And that's what that was in. Like I learned how to take a nap because I was always like, let's go. I gotta always do this. And so I'm in this studio for 24 hours, you know what I'm saying? But it's like, okay, sleep. I got a fellow napper over here. I love that. Learn how to sleep. You got to rest, man. Well, listen, is there anything else that you got coming up before we give out all your social media and stuff that you want to share with everybody? I don't know. Stream the music that I post on my page so I can pay my bills. That is not a shameless plug. That's a command, y'all. Go stream it. What current singles are out right now that you produce that you want to, shout out? You know what I'm saying? I'll just shout out my 3 that I just dropped. Okay. Because every time I think about other songs that I produce, I draw a blank. I make so many. Listen, I know. Trust me. So y'all can see them on my page. Totally understand. Right now, Karma by Ashley Ashilee, Over It by Ashley Ashilee, and Bazooka by Ashley Ashilee. There you go. See, so make sure you guys go tap in, check in. With that being said, we got 3 things we got to do before we get out of here, okay? First one, tell them where they can follow you on all your digital platforms. I know you said your website's under construction, but wherever they can keep up with you. Yeah, I'm fixing the website up so you guys can buy things and I can pay my bills. Let's go shopping, y'all. Balenciaga's on the crowd. Right. My social media, I feel like all of it is ASHILEE, ASHILEE, just Ashley Ashilee twice. Yeah, I'm like 100% sure. Yeah. That's good, though. You want to keep it the same because you want to make it easy for people to find you. Right. People have a really short attention span. I'm people. Yeah, I'm people, too. Trust me. Just like that, I'm quick to cut someone off. Y'all see me do it a lot. Anyways, we ain't going to go there. Second thing we got to do, I know you have a lot of people that really are tuned in with you, supporting you, showing you love. Who do you want to shout out to? I love them.
Shout out to YB. Shout out to my parents. Thank you for making me. Shout out to my family. Shout out to E9. Shout out to Monte. Shout out to Sheree. Oh my gosh. Shout out to Tampa. Shout out to everybody. Like, there's so many people. Shout out to Ox God. Shout out to Wicked Money Family. Shout out to IG. Shout out to Molly Hunter. Shout out to everybody, y'all.
That's one of the hardest things to do too, because you don't want to forget nobody.
Woo, and I definitely forgot like 27 people. But you know I love you.
Charge it to the game, not to her heart. She's a busy young lady, y'all. Last but not least, the most important question of the whole conversation. We are live on the Industry's Most Wanted podcast. We got Ashley here. What makes you the industry's most wanted?
Girl, you tell me. That be
Girl.
No, honestly though, I honestly feel like I do bring different elements to artists, and I bring different elements out of artists, and I help people become comfortable enough to experiment with sounds and things like that. Because some people would get shunned if they started like screaming and stuff in the studio and all this extra stuff. But like early in the days when Trippie Redd started screaming, I was used to record him, and he started screaming, and everyone was just kind of like, oh, I'm like, that sounds cool as hell.
Yeah, absolutely, because it's different.
Things like that, right? So just like, I think I bring a lot of encouragement to people. That's why I'm industry's most wanted.
Yes, ma'am. Well, we appreciate everybody. We up out here. Give me some more love and one more time energy. You dig?